Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the KONTAINEROZ podcast. This is my first podcast session via Zoom, and I am so excited to try it out and try this other method that will allow us to tap into people from all over the world. Not everyone can come into the studio, although I would love them to, but sometimes it's just not possible. But it doesn't mean that there aren't people out there with extreme value to provide to the world. And I am very excited to share with you my guest today, right after this, what do you call it? This announcement. Okay, here we go. Obviously, the podcast is sponsored by Port Pro, the leading operating system for drayage carriers. Okay, schedule a demo today at portpro.io and mention Containeros for 10% off. All right, now let's get into it. My guest today, all the way from Sydney, Australia,
Correct. From Bondi Beach.
Is Tam. And I feel comfortable enough to call her Tam. I don't even know if it bothers her, but are you good with me calling you Tam?
I'm Tam, of course. And we have a famous biscuit in Australia called Tim Tams. So perhaps your audience would like a little bit of those eventually when they visit here, because our world is expanding now. There's so much opening up.
Definitely. And yeah, it's just, I'm excited. Obviously, I sound like a broken record, but because I really am excited, and I'm thankful that you took the time to come on. And man, like figuring out the timing, and because here in California, it's 7 p.m. And by the way, I'm gonna put this on airplane mode, right? Because we don't want any surprises. But what time is it over there? Just so that they can get an idea.
Coming up to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but we're Monday, so we're a day ahead. I'm a day ahead.
Look at you, ahead of us all. How dare you? But here we go. I would like you to, if you don't mind, share a little bit about yourself and what you do, for the audience.
Well, I would first of all like to tell your audience about how I met you. And I met you in Clubhouse.
Yes, you did.
And, I just would like to invite everyone to know, particularly through this COVID calamity, that our consciousness, how we're connecting with people now, is so much faster. There is so many opportunities now to connect with others and collaborate, just like you are now with your people who are sponsoring you here, Lewis. There are these opportunities that are around everyone, but you have to look beyond where you are now to actually find them. I am a results coach, so I love empowering and enlightening my clients, or just people in general, to believe in opportunities and choices that they could be making that could quantum leap what they truly desire in their lives. I have achieved a lot in my life, and I've done many careers. I was with our national airline, Qantas, the Flying Kangaroo, and I was flying for 26 years. And during that time, I ventured into oil and gas. Yes, I was an international business manager for my company in Thailand, in Rayong, in a place, Rayong in Thailand. And I then was given another opportunity, because I take a chance on me, take a chance on you. And I ended up, I'm actually in the midst of reinventing wound care. Yes, you will not be needing stitches, staples, glues, or tapes ever again with this very revolutionary device that we are now having or putting into market ready. And how do I get these opportunities? What is it that I get these very phenomenal opportunities coming to me? It's because I tap into the clarity of me, the certainty of me. I take leaps of faith about me. But so many people live under this cloud where they're addicted to the lack, the scarcity, living in fear, anxiety, and worry. But when you remove yourself, you see, you've been so trained and conditioned to be in that energy. But when you remove yourself from that and you lean into your truth and power, because your soul has a strategy perfect just for you. But you're not owning that power, and yet it's available to you to have everything you desire. But you've been trained not to even imagine that it can be possible for you. But I'm here to tell you today, it is. I've done it for me and I've done it for my clients. And I celebrate Lewis here because he takes a chance on himself too. He's not only just doing his trucking business, he ventures now doing his podcasting. He dips his fingers into many pies. And so today, how have I met Lewis? Well, Clubhouse brought us together, but clearly we are energetically aligned because we like doing different things. But more importantly, we love loving on others, and we love enlightening and putting the bomb under everyone to get moving.
Yeah, we love to help.
We do. We do.
Once again, broken record, but I'm excited to share her positive energy with all of you. And I hope that her tips and advice and stories or whatever she has to share tonight can be as helpful to you all as it has been to me. And yeah, thanks again for being on.
Oh, I love being in your energy, Lewis. It's so collaborative and we connect because you're right. We love loving other people. And most certainly we've led different lives, but in our innate hearts is this deep love for others to have experiences or feel they're not alone. They don't have to feel so vulnerable in where they are, and they can feel safe. Everyone needs to feel safe and come home to themselves because you've always got you. And you've always got, I feel the more authentic, the more you tap into you, the authenticity of who you truly are, you are gifted so much from people like us who will find you, or your tribe, your people will find you too. But you just have to take a chance on you. Do something different than what you're doing today. And that takes faith, it takes trust. It takes doing you differently. So I'd love your audience to lean into that question. How could I do me differently? Because I do know this, when you change your internal world, the way you see yourself, your self-image, and some of your audience may have an external image that's very confident and they know what they're doing, but it's always the internal image that wins.
That's what you got to live with.
You do, but you know what? It's malleable. It can be changed. And we're here on our soul's journey to unpack ourselves, unpack the layers. And the more you do that, the more invitations you get given by God, Source, the universe, Allah, whoever your audience are, invitations to unpack more of you. But you have to move through the fear. And the more you can look and realize and build that self-image of your magnificence, how irreplaceable you truly are. Your zone of genius is so unique to you. Your replaceability factor, you're irreplaceable. But we've never been shown that. We've never been appreciated in or on that level by our parents, by our schooling, by our society.
You've talked to me about programming. Is that where we're headed? Because I feel like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
some people become something very easily on towards the negative, but when it comes to development and being better, it's very hard to transition. And it seems like that way of thinking has been like kind of like a part of us for so long that when we step out of that comfort zone, it feels like other things aren't meant for us. So we kind of sabotage what we may have in most cases and end up back in that circle of chaos or insecurity, whatever you want to call it, whatever applies to them or you or me, like, but programming, right? It has a lot to do with that.
And this is true because your subconscious mind has what's called a story or a set of habits and behaviors, also known as a paradigm, and it keeps you stuck in the familiar. Because being in the familiar, you feel safe. Your brain wants to keep you safe. But it's when you step out of that story, that narrative, and you make the unfamiliar familiar, you begin to see your world differently. But you actually have shifted that subconscious programming just even slightly, that you then become a different person. And when you become a different person internally, you attract different conditions, networks, synchronicities, coincidences, things that you desire effortlessly into your world. Because you've stepped out of the programming that is filled with lack and doubt and scarcity. And you're owning more of your magnificence. So to attract and have a different life, it's a new lifestyle. It's a new way of doing you. And you make it a habit. And when you make this a habit, it becomes natural for you. And at first it is a little hard because it doesn't feel familiar. But eventually it becomes easier and easier. And you know what? You begin to see the results. You begin to see the results. And that is when you know you have shifted something in your internal world, because the results show up to show you that the work you're doing is now coming into fruition. And so I started with you, Lewis. We started doing some great journaling tips, very simple. And you've already had phenomenal results from them. Would you like me to elaborate that?
What was that?
Would you like to elaborate on that, or can I support your audience on that?
Oh yeah, I'll admit at first it felt a little there's a few times when I've kind of read books on it, and then based on my surroundings, I just felt like that stuff is kind of corny, kind of like, what is this funny stuff, like wishful thinking, and but it comes a point when like things are so messy that you kind of have to, okay, I'll give it a shot, and then you do realize you got to take ownership over your negative thoughts and your negative actions, and how your actions actually stemmed from the negative thoughts, and then you just create chaos, and then it's easy to go back to chaos because you kind of like fueling the fire and wondering like when will it stop as you pour more fuel into it, like it sooner or later it clicks. But then just because it clicks, kind of like sobriety, just because you get sobered, everything doesn't magically fall on your lap. It's you still got to move on and progress. So this tapping into this realm, if I could call it that, I feel like it's another realm and its own language. So only people on that frequency will understand what you're talking about, or you know what I mean? It'll be foreign to others until they're ready to understand the language type of thing, if that's the best way I can describe it. And I so yeah, back to the what effect this had on me. I feel I got a lot to go, a long way to go, but I don't say it in a way that I'm ungrateful for what I have now. I just say it in a way of excitement, like how much more is coming, And every day I'm excited to like for the next day to come. Like lately, when I've changed my thoughts and my diet and sobriety, like I feel like when it's time to go to sleep, I get like anxiety because like I want it to be tomorrow already because I know good things are coming and I want it here now. Like I feel like sleeping. I know sleep is good for you, but lately I feel like sleep is like I feel like it's a waste of time. Like can we get to tomorrow? I got so much more to do, and yeah, I'm still learning. I journal whenever I can. I try to make a habit out of it. Sometimes I feel that if I'm not fully committed and I'm not going to journal genuinely and I'm journaling just to get it over with, to say that I did it, I don't feel it has the right impact. So I do it when I'm only going to do it with full commitment and intention and apply my thoughts to it and, visualize. I don't want to just, I feel it's a very special art or a canvas of my future that I'm working on, and it deserves my full attention. So if I'm going to do a sloppy job, I don't really want to mess with it like that. So in exchange, I feel that by showing that respect to the energy or whatever people want to call it, I think I'm going to sound crazy, but I think it understands me. So, so I get
beautiful.
Yeah, that's a long ass answer, huh? But it's helped a lot. And I don't know, it's like writing your story, and it just reminds you having goals makes your life the life of purpose. The purpose in life is a life of purpose. And if you don't write your goals down, you don't have any plans, if you're kind of just like this ship that hasn't sunk, but you're still lost, and it's still like might as well sink if you have no destination. What are you doing out there with no sense of urgency, no direction, no desire? You're just you just matter in this, in this realm.
So, as I discussed earlier, I'm sure some of your audience might be saying, oh, I don't have time to do the journaling or writing down my goals. But I want to encourage you that if you, this is, I have done a lot of Bob Proctor, training or coaching. My twin sister, Tanya, is a Bob Proctor consultant, and he truly has proven and that, repetition is the way we change our programming the quickest. And by writing down, it actually hastens by repetition and writing down, it actually changes the neural pathways to change those beliefs quicker. So there is methodology behind this and scientifically proven. And I want to encourage you that you're worth it, that you're worth working on, because I'm sure your audience here would love to perhaps be exploding their current businesses where they are now, or perhaps they would love to be doing something else. And you can, I'm here to tell you, you can be, do, and have everything and anything. I've proven it. I've done it in my life. And it's a matter of you deciding. You have to make a decision today that you are worth it. And you have to make a decision, an irrevocable decision, that you're committed to you, just like you have, Lewis, with your sobriety. And that decision alone sends a signal that you are ready for more of what you truly like, just the decision alone. And some of you, as Lewis pointed out, may not be ready to do this, but you could perhaps start listening to maybe Bob Proctor. Maybe that rings your bells. But your soul knows what you need now. That's the thing. You see, you have your intuition guiding you all the time. You could step into a bookshop, for instance, today, and I know you would perhaps go into the right section and there would be a book speaking to you right now that perhaps would be your next invitation to learn more about you. But the journaling, as you must understand, to disrupt this program that clearly is not working for you, or you'd like more in your life, there's only two ways you can disrupt that program. It's either by a massive environmental impact, like people who get cancer, they change their lives, you know, if they get the message, extraordinary. They make diet changes, they find deeper love for their partners, or their, you know, where they are with their lives. They do drastic things to change their lives. And another way is repetition. You can change your programming very effectively through repetition. And what is repetition? Well, it's having a lifestyle, a new lifestyle choices for you that you habitually do, but they're positive. It's whether you embark half an hour before you start your day, perhaps with a little meditation. And some of you will be going, oh, I don't know how to meditate. But you can just sit with yourself with no distraction as you wake up and just send some love out of your heart into your day, into the people you're going to meet. Perhaps just love from your heart to your kids next door in the next room. Because then you're becoming present just for that moment, and you're feeling. And when you feel, you have awareness around you. You don't let that central nervous system take over. You learn to respond, not react. So even just that habit in the morning of sending love out of your heart, even into the people you're going to meet, maybe you've got appointments, send your energy out for the day. One simple tool. And then perhaps you can do the journaling. Some of what Lewis and I have been doing, or I've loved to give him these tools and tips, and they start to change your world very quickly. But doing it, if you can, every day, or like Lewis, inspired to do it, oh my goodness, would you want the results reflected in your world quickly? I would, especially if your audience now are at rock bottom. Because rock bottom is actually an invitation for you, from your soul, to do you differently.
Yeah. I was wondering if you think you would be able to share maybe like some steps on basic journaling to get them started, the guys that
I'd
are
love
open
to.
to it. Like,
I'd love to.
if anyone's out there taking notes, now's the time. I would suggest. I think we got some good gems coming, you know. So where would they start, or is there a list?
So first thing, get yourself a lovely notebook, and I encourage you to go to Officeworks, because to me, it's bloody fantastic in America compared to Australia. And get yourself a nice flowing inky pen. After all, we're loving on you now.
Mm-hmm.
So get a nice journal, something that's going to invite that you want to do your journaling. And then I always write the date, because you know what? At the end of the year, wouldn't you like to reflect on some of those goals and see how far you've come? Or in moments where you are triggered or things aren't going right, you have it nicely documented. And there may be days that you feel more inspired, like Lewis, and so you'll get downloads, you'll get inspired to write something more about a goal. And those are days when you're having an off day, you go back to that date or that page and you go, hang on a moment, let me come home to me. I know I have this, I know it's in me, I know where I'm heading. I remember that day when I wrote, I was just in flow state. So that's another opportunity, another tool when you may fall back into the old you. So let's start. So what I'd love your audience to do is, the first thing I love to do is dream big. You have an imagination, and it's time we really ramp it up. We need to dream big, bigger than you ever have. And I know that small voice is going to say, oh, you can't have that. That won't happen. Who do you think you are? Absolutely. Let's get that to bed right away. Mm-hmm. So what I'd love you to do is to perhaps write, just maybe for this month, or maybe this year, or maybe a massive goal, or even a series of goals that you would love. So I'll give you an example. For me, one of my big keys, as I mentioned earlier in this podcast, is that I have a wound closure device Well, you know what? I put that as one of my big goals. I want it market ready. I want it FDA, CE, TGA approved. I want it to be recognized as part of the global wound closure segment, to be recognized as a revolutionary device, but it's got global impact. So I write that goal down, but I write it that I want it to be market ready with ease, everything with ease. We want support from people, networks, God, source, universe, to make this easy. So everything I write down in my goals with ease, with ease. My next other big goal would be definitely my motivational business. I would love to be giving my wisdom and my insights to limitless clients. But it's bigger than that. And let your people know, I'd love my clients to pay in full, pay up front, and pay on time. Obviously, if you're a business owner, wouldn't you want that for your business?
So be specific and be specific.
Be specific as you need to be, but these are just easy words. But remember, words have energy. Words actually also give your signal out into this quantum, into everything you desire. So your thoughts, your words, the way you think, it's all energy. So obviously I want limitless clients, and I want them to be soul aligned. I seriously, if you're going to come into my world and you don't want to do the work, well, you're not going to be soul aligned. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm going to empower you to remember the greatness in you, because you are a leader within you. You have just forgotten how fabulous you are. So I'm going to show you how fabulous you are, so that you own the leader that you are. So that is something I write down. It's very important that you are soul aligned, but you could do that in your business. I know in your trucking business or some of your businesses, you don't want the assholes, the people who don't pay you on time, the people are always late. Well, let's declare that in your journal, in your goals today. You want ease in your life. And then
put all the stuff you want. Put all the stuff you want.
All the stuff you want.
None of what you don't want.
And then there's another beauty I want to share. I love to also write down that I have this gift of attracting money, cash from various sources on a continuous basis. Oh, and businesses or people who just love to pay me cash and money with total ease. I put that one out.
With ease.
Because you never know with collaboration and connection that someone may just want to do another business with you. So you might as well put that out to the universe. It doesn't just have to be set with your goals. Let's send that big one, that big boy out. So I write down what I really want right now, or in a month's time, or in a year, or in my lifetime. But whatever sits with you now, because I've got big goals, but don't forget, I work on me every day. So I encourage you where you are. You may just want in this month a certain number of small goals. But don't forget, the small steps we take, even to the small goals, lead you to the next goal, the bigger goals. My next part of my journaling is that I have, this is part 2, statements or affirmations. But some people get freaked out with the word affirmation. It's not a dirty word. It's make it a statement if that's frying your brain right now.
Yeah. Some people, it hurts them. It's like, if they don't feel beautiful, they might look in the mirror and you got to tell yourself you're beautiful. They'll be like, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. They don't believe it. So that's why affirmations scare some people, because they,
So there's a way to break that down. And the word is allow. So could you not allow yourself to feel safe right now? Could you not allow yourself to receive right now more? Could you not allow yourself to feel more beautiful today? Could you not allow yourself to be more kinder to yourself today? See
That's
the word
good.
allow? It just breaks that down
Yeah.
for this moment in time. And eventually your subconscious brain will start to allow you to claim it. That's part of self-image work. Could you not allow yourself to believe today how irreplaceable, irresistible, and how important you are? I love writing that one down. Could you not allow yourself that you are a money magnet? Could you not allow yourself that you can manifest your goals with ease? Just go with allow today. I don't want to complicate this because I know Lewis and I will come back and based on your feedback, what you'd love to know more.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
let's use the word allow in your statements. It doesn't even need to be affirmations, just your statements. And maybe just 3 statements. But tap into those statements regularly in your day. This is a lifestyle. It's a mental diet I'm putting you on. It's not just a matter of the morning. I'd love you to do it as you walk in to get your petrol for your tank today, and you're picking up I'd love you to get water, no more of the soda pop. If you could perhaps just put more water in your diet, just to have a little bit more clean, or a lovely fruit juice or something just to clean your energy, clean your state, clean energy here. Because the more cleaner your energy is, the more you attract, the more you actualize into your life. But it's small steps, and that's okay. And then what I'd love you to do is come home to not only these statements, but then I'd love you to send a signal out to God's source, the universe, just out with the idea of help me just to trust this process. Help me to stay the course. Help me to stay centered. I love this one. Help me to respond, not react. Help me to pause, because when you pause, you come back into you, and then you have more clarity of the situation. You can feel more, you have more awareness, and then you can respond, not react. So send this idea of help me to stay on course. Help me today to believe a little bit more in me.
What's the worst that could happen? Like, look at your situation at the moment and be like, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, it can't, right? Maybe someone out there is hitting their rock bottom. We've all had a rock bottom, or we will face one. And I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Why not give yourself a chance with something new? I mean,
and a signal out to I know maybe you're not religious or you're not spiritual, but I just would love you to allow yourselves this idea that you have support out there, because I promise you, you actually do. But you may not know about it just yet, the word yet. But just allow yourself and put it out. Help me too. And then the last part of this is that I just like to sit with, I appreciate, I am grateful right now that I'm doing this work, that for me, I'm living in Bondi, or that I have an avenue now to learn more about me, or I appreciate, I'm so grateful that I have Lewis's podcast, because people think, oh, this gratitude, well, I'm so happy that I have a wage and I have money. No, it's leaning into, I'd love you just to be grateful for you right now, that you are allowing yourself to want to learn more about you.
yeah,
It's very simple.
that's all we have,
That's
and
all.
we got to
That's
live with
all.
ourselves the rest of our lives. So might as well get to love ourselves and improve our life. And I don't know, I'm just I'm excited. Just thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so much more in this journey and what I'd love to share with you, but this is our first podcast. So I think there's a lot here for your audience to take in.
Mhm.
But I would love to be part of their journey or be invited back so that I could share more. We'd love your audience feedback and how they're feeling or where they're up to. And you can't get it wrong. And everything about you is actually right. I'd love you to actually, instead of every day saying, I can't get this, what's so wrong about me? Why do I do this all the time? Oh, there I go again. I just love you to say today, what's so right about me? What is actually so right about me? And really tap into that. That is really, I love that too. I'm throwing that one in today to your audience. So what's so right about Lewis right now is that he shows up. He's gifting you his genius. He shows up to allow me, he's gifted the rightness of us together today, the rightness of us. Because we all have so much that is a right about us, but we live under the cloud where we believe that there is so much wrong about us. But I see the right in people, the right in people. I love to do that.
Thank you for that. This is gonna go on YouTube as well, so I'm sure. Well, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you comment any questions you have for Tam, and in the future, I hope to have her back on. You know, um, I know this is new to a lot of you guys, and it was new to me as well, and I'm still learning. So I don't know. I just wouldn't feel right not sharing something that I'm involved in or learning that I feel has helped me. I feel like it would be, it doesn't sit right with me, keeping that to myself, because then that's a mentality of scarcity. And this stuff is like, it's available to everyone that wants to tap in. Look at them. They're like, he's cuckoo. He's lost his mind.
And good, because we want that. We want people
Yeah.
now, by being ourselves. This is really, really what you've just said. I want people to be their real themselves, their real selves, because this is key. This is key to you having everything that you desire, owning you. We're not asking you to declare every part of you, but just start showing up as the real you. The real you is the key to you having everything.
Sometimes we don't like the real us.
But you will begin to when you start doing this new lifestyle. I promise you, you will. You will fall back in love with you. You're going to remember how bloody magnificent you are. I
Yeah.
promise you that. I promise you that. But you have to decide. Decide. Just decide. You're going to take a chance on you and do you differently. And do you differently that you don't give a shit what everyone else is thinking about you, because you've done enough of that. It hasn't exploded or gifted you anymore. It hasn't. You have to forget about the competition, what they're saying about you, what they all are interpreting about you. Just lean into your truth and power. You are so powerful. You are such a powerful creator, and you can have it all. All.
Those are powerful words that we all got to practice, you know. Um, yeah. how did you even get introduced to this? Like, do you have any stories of when you tapped into this? Any?
Look, Lewis, I grew up in South Africa during apartheid when people were not treated very well. And I think that was a starting point of me looking at life and going, there's something so wrong here, how Black people can be suppressed and for their color. So I was very fortunate. My father and my mother's half Australian, my father's British. We managed to leave South Africa, live in Hong Kong, and then come to Australia. And I was then invited to serve as a flight attendant with our national carrier. And then I served and was able to come into many roles in Qantas. But serving as a flight attendant was the greatest gift to my soul, because I got to serve many ethnic groups, be in countries for lengths of time. I speak fluent Japanese and French, and I got to immerse myself in how people do life differently. And because I could see how people do life differently and appreciate extreme poverty in places like Harare in Zimbabwe, appreciate picking up refugees from war-torn countries when we had to do flights to save them. I even had people die on me. I also saved people dying on me. I got to see humanity at its rawness. And I got to really see people, not only in their travels, but people who got on a flight where they'd lost relatives, where they had their relatives' ashes in the locker above them. I got to love on people so deeply with all my heart and give them all of me in the space of their trauma and their tragedy, but also in their holiday experience. I got to give all of me, but they gifted because we are just souls united here. There's no hierarchy. There is no one that is bigger or better than you. Your society has trained you, but we are just energy. We're energetic beings living a human experience. We are souls united. I'm gifting my value to you, my soul to you, but by you listening or looking at this podcast or this YouTube, you're gifting me your energy, your soul back to me. Do you know the deliciousness of that and why I'm here? I'm here for my soul to unpack me. And that's so, I can't put that in a monetary form. So if I today and Lewis can change just one of you, then we have done our soul's work. We've done it. Just one of you today.
One is more than enough. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is my journey. And from being with Qantas, I've been gifted even more avenues and opportunities to up-level me. We need you to go into oil and gas. We need you to go and into medical. We need you to look at particularly the male species, how they have been so programmed, so conditioned to live a life where they don't even know who they are. And yet, if they were to own more of themselves, the clarity of themselves, not this rational, linear way of doing life and then performing a mechanical process, but just lean back into who they truly are and own more of that. Oh my goodness, your world will open up. You will see life so differently. But here's the thing. Your success and wealth will explode by owning more of the side that, as Lewis said, oh, this is cuckoo. What is this all about? Oh, let me tell you. It's actually the gift to you, the gift to gifting you more of what you truly desire.
What do you think is one like a small little exercise they can try to see what they would not otherwise have considered a coincidence and be like, okay, this stuff really works. I've heard people do it like with, oh, I'm going to manifest I'm going to manifest an available parking spot when I get there, or something small, just to
Yes.
get warmed up.
So Lewis, let's talk about that, because I invited you to prepave a day to offload your container at the docks. Did I not? And I said, I invite you today, Lewis.
Oh,
do your journaling. Do your
yeah.
journaling in the morning.
Yeah.
Do your statements or your affirmations. Even in the supermarket aisle, wherever you are, put your mask on if you need to, so no one can see you doing them. And let's prepave your day. Remember at the beginning of our conversation, send your love out for the day. So I invited Lewis to prepave how he would love an effortless experience at the docks. He just arrives, he gets the right ticket or the right process or the number when he keys in on the gate, the boom gate, in you go. My goodness, he's first in line and away you go. Lewis, please tell your audience exactly what happened.
That day was everything worked out like I imagined, but then I put a stop to it because subconsciously I thought it was too good to be true, and then I got what I was thinking about. But that day I did pass the test. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, so let your audience start with a perfect car spot if they needs be.
Yeah.
At Costco. Now, everyone loves to park near Costco, as close to the doors as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to wheel that big filled up cart.
Yeah. Even here,
go to
yes.
Costco or the petrol at Costco. My twin, I was just in Las Vegas last week, and my twin said, oh, the petrol line at Costco. Oh my goodness, it's always so full. I said, Tanya, let's just prepave. We're right in. We arrived. What do you think? We were next in line at the Costco petrol line. It's that easy. But the more you do the mental diet, and we'll elaborate more on further episodes, my God, the more this just falls into your lap. So yes, start today just with something small you would love to manifest. But you know what? I don't even use the word manifest. There's a far greater word. I love the word actualize, because then it's actually in your life. Okay. How powerful is that word? I'd love to actualize. I'd love to actualize a perfect spot at Costco petrol today. Can you feel the energy in that word? See how powerful words are?
I like that word. The one I've been using a lot is with ease. Like with my legal battles, there's some stuff I can't explain. Like I went to court. There was a temporary prosecutor or whatever you call them. The public defender was one of the best ones that I've ever had. And the judge wasn't even the judge. It was a commissioner. He was 2 hours late. I looked down at my phone. It was 11:11. I looked at the picture of my, check it out. Oh, a picture of my daughter. I just, like I gotta be better for them. It was 11:11 when I looked down at the phone. Then I had a quick little thought, then I looked back up and I noticed the time. They have like a digital clock in red, right? Like an alarm clock, the old school styles. That one said 11:11:11. I was like, okay. Then shortly after, the judge gave a court date for someone. And then that was 2/22/22. I was like, what's up with all these numbers? But I immediately felt like I was gonna be okay. I don't know if that makes sense. Because now I'm applying that whole everything happens for me, not to me. That day I got stuck for the lunch break at that courthouse. Normally you would be upset, like, oh, now I have to wait here longer. But I knew that that happened for a reason, and that allowed my public defender to review my case and have a good fight. So when I got back, they reduced my case to something less bad, you could say. I still took a plea or whatever, but I didn't go back in, and I was allowed to walk out of there. and I'm almost off the hook, but oh, there I go. Reframe that thought. I'll be off the hook February 7th when I talk to my probation officer, and
Beautiful.
I'll get over this with ease. And this will all be
Mm,
behind me, and because everything's going great, and I just can't allow any negative thoughts right now to dominate me. And I noticed I've been like I can't stop. Like I'm just going every day. Like I don't have time to like sit and be negative and feel sorry for myself. Like because not feeling sorry for myself anymore has given me opportunities. Maybe you had a bad day. Oh, I got a DUI. I lost my license. So therefore I had to, sell the truck. But it's like that opened another door. And now here I am going
mm.
full time on this podcast and sharing more information that can help others. And I was blessed to have it sponsored. This was all going to happen in a garage. I did like the first 3 episodes in my garage.
Oh,
Then this, then now it's a sponsorship, partnership. I work here. It's like everything's working out.
so please
Um,
share that statement and that affirmation that I shared with you and how powerful it is. Let's your audience know this beautiful statement that I encourage you to use.
which one? There's many. I mean, I got.
Okay, well, everything is working out for me.
Oh yeah,
Everything is working
yeah,
out. It's so
yeah,
powerful.
yeah,
Send that one
yeah.
out for the morning.
Everything is always working out for me,
Now
or
for me.
things happen for me, not to me. Um, with ease. I gotta admit that's my favorite one, with ease, because sometimes I don't
I
know how
know.
to structure the sentence. All I know is I want it with ease, whatever I
Yeah,
identify ease to be. So, and it is like that, So, um, it's gonna get better, I know, but maybe that journey is just part of it too. Because now I value, like, I'm thankful. Like, there's people that didn't have a good chance, that they maybe killed someone when they were driving under the influence. Maybe they overdosed on drugs. Maybe they didn't get a chance to choose sobriety because they just, you can't get sober up if you're dead.
correct. And you know what? I love how you share your story. You're being authentically you, Lewis. And that's, and the more, as I said, you're more authentically you and you're doing the mental diet or the lifestyle, this new lifestyle. Can you see how you're loved on from forces you can't see, discovered, you have no idea about? Don't worry about it. Just know everything is working out for you with ease, just like the beautiful stories you've just shared with us. But you're right, you've got to be careful of the self-sabotage, because the program, the paradigm, the old story, it's very powerful, and it loves to come out of you when you are maybe triggered, or it plays out even unconsciously.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why doing the work in the morning, I invite you, it sets the tone, it sets your state for the day. So you don't go back into the old program, the old way of doing you, if that makes sense.
yeah. Because sometimes you even feel weird, like, why are things working out? Like, I don't know how long this will last. You start getting like, oh shit, like, and you do something that puts you back in that comfort zone just to validate that that is all you're worth and that's all you deserve. Like, like, I can never be a part of that circle. I can never be successful. I can, all that negativity, like, you just feel you don't belong to be surrounded with these successful people. You feel like, oh, what, like, why can't you allow yourself to be part of that, huh? Like,
Yeah, and allow, and just when you are triggered, where you're putting other people on a pedestal, just remember we've come here, and please be open to this. As souls, we're here to unpack ourselves, to wake up, discover more about ourselves. So just remember, you are aligning with another soul in that moment. And I've served, dignitaries, royalty on flights, top CEOs of major groups in first class. But I've always leaned in that I'm gifting me to them, my soul to them. And it takes them off their pedestal. They don't always want to be on this pedestal either. And it allows more of an energetic flow between each other and more of an exchange. Could you imagine if you had this as another way of looking at other people, how much more opportunities would open up for you? Business opportunities where you didn't put other businesses or people or your competition on a pedestal. How much more expansive your life would be. I mean, this is just the beginning.
And be ready for it. Like once you get it, don't freak out. Because sometimes you ask for it and you get it and you don't know what to do with it. That's why you self-sabotage. That's why you go back to your old ways. Like if you get it, be ready to ride that wave and own it.
And lean into those statements, affirmations. I allow myself to receive. Go back. You doing them. If the more you do them, the more you will accept that new gift or that new invitation or that new business opportunity, because you're reprogramming your mind. You are reprogramming that old paradigm, that old story. So of course your external world is going to change and you're going to actualize more into your life. You've got to do the work though. And it's not work, as Lewis highlighted. This isn't work. It's delicious. You get excited for the day. You can't wait to see if you have suddenly more money in your bank account, which you had a couple of times, Lewis. Money just arrived from sponsors that you completely forgot about. I'd love your audience to be reminded of that. Remember, I don't even know where this money came from, Tam. It just turned up. Yes, but that was one of our beautiful affirmations, wasn't it? Yes. It's so powerful. You haven't even tapped into you yet. Oh my goodness. You've got so much power. So Lewis, I love your thoughts as we close or more. I mean, your audience have got so much here. And I definitely would love to come back and love on you and your audience. Do you think anything more they would love to learn in our first episode?
I'll use me as an example and I'll make myself vulnerable. If they have one flaw that they see in themselves that it really bothers them, that they know this flaw is stopping them from achieving greatness, or they're blocking their own way. With me, I feel that it is, I've always struggled with it and I try very hard. So to some, it might seem that I am, but I'm not. I struggle with confidence. What's a good exercise to be confident, do you think? Or an affirmation to, because I write it a lot, but I still haven't, you know what I mean?
You know what? It's catching yourself. Let's just start with today. It's catching yourself when you say, I struggle with. Zip it. Okay. No, when you're about to put yourself down or you're about to, see, you undid you there for a moment. So when you're about to do that, do not say it. Do not even say it.
That's a negative affirmation. I just realized.
Negative affirmation came out of your mouth.
Okay.
But don't feel bad. You were just unconscious there for a little moment. It's okay. So when your audience has these beliefs, just, I invite you to turn them around. Instead of say, I struggle with, how about I am now allowing myself to believe I can be, do, and have anything with ease. I am now, every negative belief that comes up, when you're in your truck, you're at the lights or wherever, and you're just thinking that same negative, self-limiting belief, write out the belief, and then find a way to make it into a positive statement. Simple
every
as that.
Every day I'm more confident than I was yesterday.
Beautiful. See how easy that was?
Yeah.
See how easy?
All right.
It was simple as that. And eventually you'll catch yourself so quickly. I even have conversations with my twin and she'll go, hey, not available for that. Another one, I love to say, I'm not available for that. take that thought away. I'm not available for that. Take that thought away, because don't forget, thoughts create feelings, and then feelings propel our action. So if we can nip the thought before it comes and then propels us into a feeling or words, because then that's going to create an action. But if you have the thought,
then you're stuck fixing that action, and it doesn't make you feel any better living in that.
But the more you do this lifestyle, oh my goodness, it becomes so automatic. It becomes so automatic. And at first it's going to feel uncomfortable, silly. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, stay the course. It's so worth it. The gold is waiting for you.
I'm staying the course. Shit, before I know it, I'll be public speaking and shit. So now,
so let's claim that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a globally recognized multi-million-dollar speaker. Oh, love it.
Sounds nice. I like it.
See how I just changed it? And yes, some of your audience will say, oh, that cut. Oh, I want you to live in your makeup delusional world. I want you to. Because it's this new way of speaking and thinking and energy you're playing in. Oh, but a quantum leaps your results. It's a new way of doing you. Catch yourself. Make a grand statement for you. And the more, I've got so much to share with you. I'll show you how to do this.
Yes, we'll definitely do this again. And thank you again for your time. And you guys let us know anything else you would like to know. Give us your thoughts in the comments. And Tam, where can they reach you or get a hold of you if they have any questions?
Yes, so I am available. I have an IG handle, and it's called Currency in Connection. Because why did I come up with that name? Because connection is everything. Connection to you is number one, because then you can connect with others. And currency, because you are a current, you have energy in you. You have currency, the value of you in connection to you. So it's Currency in Connection on IG, on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook that much, but you can reach me in messaging on Facebook. And of course, I'm on LinkedIn. And my full name is Tam Pluckrose, as you're plucking a rose. Pluckrose. So I'm also on LinkedIn.
Well, there you have it, guys. Reach out if you have any questions. And once again, thank you so much for sharing your value and your, all these beautiful tips and strategies for a better life, which is what we all deserve and we all desire deep down. So.
You're so worth it. You are so worth it. And just showing up as the greatness of you is the greatest gift to yourself, and it's the greatest gift to all of us. Live your legacy now. Don't wait.
Thank you, Tam. High five all the way from the US. Bam. Bam. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bless you. Thank you so much. And thank you to your audience.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.